Hey guys. No wait, hold up. Forgot to do one thing. Okay. So, yeah. I guess small time story time. So, fuck. So this story is the first time I ever went on a school trip that was multiple days. You know, like it you get on a school bus, but with a bunch of other kids. You sit on there for multiple hours until you get to the place that you were trying to go to. And then you get off and you stay in a crappy motel or hotel for a night. Then you go do things in that area. Then you go to another hotel and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, this was the first time I had ever gone on one of those types of things. I've only gone to 2. This was a few years ago. 2 or 3. I think it was 2. Anyways. So, a teacher, really cool teacher. We'll just call him Mr. T. Yeah. So Mr. T had made a promise that what was it? He was offered 3 jobs at 3 different schools. A private school and 2 non-private schools. Public schools, that's what it's called. And, well, he was planning a trip for the, private school because he was planning to go to the private school, but, he didn't go to the private school. So, what do you do then? You just don't. Anyway, so, since he had already planned it, he just decided, hey, since I had already planned it, let's just go ahead and, what the fuck am I trying to say? Let's just go ahead and do that for the public school. So he went and did all the paperwork and shit for the school and stuff. Then he went and, well, most people didn't expect him to actually do it because it's a public school and, like, these things don't happen unless you're in, like, a sport of or something like wrestling or football or rape game, tennis or soccer or football. So most people are like, they're like, oh sweet, this guy's awesome, and then they're like, a couple months later, they're like, yeah, that's probably not gonna happen. Then 3 months before the end of school, he's like, okay, so if you want to come, you go to this meeting, blah blah blah. We went. The people that went to the meeting. They're like, oh sweet, this is great. But fuck you. Okay. So a bunch of people went to the meeting, and then unexpectedly. Okay. So he's like, okay, well, I managed to get all the paperwork and shit filled out, and he's like, there's a limited amount of slots for the peoples. And everybody's like, oh, sweet. So there was like, since this was like a special school, like special people, they were smart people, and I was among those smart people at one point, and that happened. So, then, and since he was only going to do it for one of the lowest of grades that you can be for the smart peoples. But then, because there's 2 grades, and then you go into there's like 2 special grades that shouldn't be in the school, but then they go up and they're like, oh sweet, we're bigger now, and now we can anyways. So he saw that it was so many people of the higher grade were like, oh dude, this looks sick. So he's like, okay, well I get it. And since so little amount of people signed up in the other group, he's like, okay, it's open to everybody, and everybody's like, oh sweet. So there was like a group of bunch of kids, like 20 kids, including me, and everybody, and we went to this shitty motel because there wasn't a lot of funding. Well, there was plenty of funding, but it was like every kid had to pay $200 something, which it sounds like a lot, but considering that this was a 5-day trip, and he had to get motel rooms and stuff, and he had to pay for the bus driver to go on this 5-day trip, because you can't just have different bus drivers every day, because you're not in the town that you started in. You're off in fucking New Vegas. Okay, we weren't in New Vegas, but that might have well been. So it took us 9 hours to get from. No, it didn't take us 9. Actually, no, it was 7 to 9 hours to get from the school that we were at to the motel that we were going to. We stopped for lunch. So the original bus driver that had been hired, canceled last minute, literally the day of, had canceled. So some old lady, like really old, it was like, okay, you know what, since they don't want to cancel their trip and so much money has already been paid, I'll go. And well, she went, and not only did she go, what's it called? She worked for all the she actually did all the activities, like, because it was like it's a history, geography class, I guess. I think, kind of. Geography's like maps and shit, right? I think so. It was like kind of like a geography class, I think, maybe. And basically, we went around hiking a lot, like, holy shit, a lot of hiking. So she went on all of those hikes and succeeded on all of those hikes. So anyways, we get to this crappy motel, excuse me, not a hotel, a motel. And it actually wasn't the crappiest place we went to. The crappiest place we went to was a hotel. Well, okay, I'm gonna be back. Okay, so you might be confusing what just happened. That is because I did not warn you that I would be eventually leaving in the middle of the video. Maybe that's bad. Bad me. Maybe that's good me. I don't fucking know. But basically, I had to go get some stuff for school and shit, because I didn't do that before school started. So I went to store, got stuff, and we got this juice. It's basically sleep juice. It literally says sleep on the front, and it just basically makes sleep easier. Like, it makes it calmer or some shit like that. I don't fucking know, but it tasted amazing. Anyways, so anyways, so the story I left off, we had just gone to the motel. Pretty sure. Anyway, so 7:50, left at the motel. We got to the motel. It was shitty. It was surrounded by forest, which was pretty cool. Except we couldn't go into the forest because, well, it was under surveillance. Everybody was under surveillance 24/7. Okay, almost 24/7. We weren't like watched in our rooms and in the shower and shit. But anyways, so when he was giving the demo, he's like, okay, if you want, you can bring your goddamn Xbox and shit. And I'm like, goddamn, this was before I had an Xbox One, and so I'm like, I gotta bring the Xbox 360. So basically, I packed all that shit up, carried it around for a day, and we got on the bus, went to the shitty hotel, and at the shitty hotel, we plugged it in, played it. We stayed at the shitty hotel for 2 days, But anyway, so when we got to the hotel, everybody got their rooms. We were in groups of 3 to 6. That's, considering there's only 2 beds in each room, that's not pleasant. So, thankfully I was in a group of 3, so I didn't have to share a bed with 2 other guys. I just had to share it with one other guy sometimes. There was one time I was like, you know what, I'm sick and tired of this guy. Get the fuck in that other guy's bed. Don't care if you think he's gross. Don't care if you don't want him to be in your bed because I complain all the shit time. You guys are sleeping together. I'm taking a whole bed to myself tonight. You guys can fuck off. And they slept fine. But basically what would happen, the one who was annoying that mostly would just bounce between beds, he was also gay, which is another reason why I didn't want to sleep with him. I'm not against gay people. I just didn't feel comfortable sleeping in the same bed as a gay guy. Like, okay, I don't know if he was gay or bi. He was one of the two. I think he said he was bi. Yeah, he was bi, because he flirted on girls and guys. So he was bi, and well, I don't feel comfortable being in the same bed as somebody that likes male. If I'm sleeping on my side, looking at him, well, my mouth and fucking dick are exposed. If I'm turned on my other side, my ass is exposed. What the hell am I supposed to do? So basically, I built a wall. It's fucking child Trump here. Anyways, I just used a bunch of blankets and shit and built a wall between him and me. It wasn't a very high wall. It wasn't like 6 feet high or anything. It was just like about if I was lying on my back. If I was lying on my back, it would be about from my back to the front of my stomach. So it wasn't all that big. Anyway, so I'd have that. Basically, we'd wake up. The weird one would wake up first, go take a shower and stuff, and him taking a shower would wake me up. And since I'm usually, when I wake up, I can do stuff really quickly, and then I'm fucking drained for the rest of the day. I have bursts of energy, basically. And, right in the morning is a burst of energy. If I'm late, the first day of school, I was late to get up, and I rushed to the shower, took a shower, then rushed and got some food. That was the day that I was really early to the bus, versus today when I was just barely on time for the bus. So maybe me getting bursts of energy is a good thing. But anyways, we did the thing. Basically, so we stayed there. And we opened the mini fridge, because you do this in every hotel. You open the mini fridge to see if the previous inhabitants left anything. Usually there isn't anything there. This time we found a Chinese takeout box and a soda, a Coca-Cola. It was sealed and everything. It probably was completely safe to drink. But nobody trusted it, so we just threw it off the balcony and watched it explode. Anyways, yeah, we didn't get caught for that one. I don't think we did. We might have. We probably did. Anyways, and then the takeout box we just threw in the trash. I don't even remember what was in it. Probably something chicken and shit. But yeah, there was food in there. There was no way we were going to eat the takeout, but people were daring each other to drink the soda. I really wanted to drink the soda, but then I looked gross, and I kind of didn't want to drink the soda at the same time, because I didn't know what was on that shit. He could have, previous inhabitant could have, sorry. Previous inhabitant could have just, wanked, and then jizzed all over the can. Well, they don't suspect a thing. He doesn't know who's coming next, but they'll see the Coca-Cola and go oh, sweet, drink the Coca-Cola, and they just drank his jizz. What the hell? Dude, what the hell's wrong with you? Basically, that happened, but we, so yeah. I think that was, the most activity I've seen in, weeks and ages, a couple years. Anyways, so after those first 2 days, and then the second night that we were there, like because girls couldn't go into guys' rooms and guys couldn't go into girls' room, which I mean makes sense. But then since I brought an Xbox, I couldn't like invite any female people that were gamers to come over and play. So like basically we had every single male inhabitant. Even one time, we had a teacher play at some point, but we had all the male inhabitants playing this pass and play game. Well, it wasn't pass and play game. It was Halo 4. Everybody would just, like, if you died, you pass the controller off to somebody. I played barely anything that day because I played inverted, and nobody else played inverted. So fuck. Anyways, so I would, like, when somebody would pass it to me, I would just like go no. I would play at the very beginning of each game because I could like switch it like at the very start of the game and then play. And then once I died, they'd have to switch it. So I usually didn't play. But the one time I did play, it took me a while to die, so that was fun. Because I've been playing Halo almost all my life, so it was pretty easy. Anyways, it wasn't easy. It was pretty fun because I got to play a decent amount. And I also made coffee that night, and a whole bunch of people just stayed and played for like until like 11 o'clock. That was the funnest. Oh my god, I thought it wasn't recording. Oh god. I tend, like, if it stops recording at some point, then I tend to just like run over the previous subject. Like the one time that I can remember that it stopped recording, which I believe was the first time, because it stopped recording once and then my phone died a second time. What's it called? I freaked out and I ran over the subjects that I was talking about. So like in the original video, it took like 8 minutes to talk about it, and then in that it took like 3, maybe 2. Yeah, wasn't great. Anyways, so yeah. Then once we were done, like we went on a hike in that area. Then we came back, slept for a day, and then we went out and did stuff. As in we went to hell and die. No, we went to a place a bit farther. There was like a reservation or some shit, like a cleanup project, and we sat there and cleaned up for a day. We found some pretty cool stuff. We found like a necklace, because like the group that I was placed in, we were just like sitting in one area, like a very small area, digging things up and like cleaning that area up. We found bullet shells, a little necklace that is really cool, a ring, other shit. I don't actually remember. Those are the 3 things that I can remember. We found bullet shells, a ring, and a necklace. So yeah, and the ring was cool. I really wanted to take the ring, even though it would never fit me in a million years. Like, it could maybe fit around my pinky. It was like a child's ring. Like a small, like a 6-year-old girl's ring. It wasn't like a 6-year-old girl's. It was like a small Asian lady ring. Like a small old Asian lady. But it was really cool. It seems, okay, so we had 750, so that means, 13, so it's almost time to stop, maybe a minute or 2. Anyway, so we stayed at a hotel in that area. Well, the thing about that hotel was that it sucked ass. They had a pool. Yeah, it was an indoor pool even. It was fucking freezing cold, like, holy shit. I like did like a full body dunk in it once. Like, I went there because I thought it would be fun and everybody would be playing in the pool. No, everybody was sitting in the hot tub and playing Truth or Dare or something. And one person dared another person to jump into the pool. And since I was like, oh, if I do this, then I'll look cool, cause, right? Yeah, that's how society works. Fucking no, it didn't. They just got worried, and they're like, oh my gosh, are you okay? because I didn't like jump in the pool. I was like sitting next to the pool, and I kind of just leaned over to the right and fell in. It was freezing cold. Holy shit. And then I managed to get my feet into the hot tub, which was not a lot at all. Anyways. So we went to, so after that, yeah. Oh, and also, the thing about the rooms was that the TV that we had in my room, it didn't have an HDMI cable. It didn't have an area to be able to attach an HDMI cable to the TV. So, what that meant is that we couldn't play. We couldn't play the Xbox, even though I had brought it, and so basically it was useless. We did, like, one night we sat in another person's room and played it, but since we didn't have it all night, it just kind of sat there, because I didn't like pulling it up and setting it up every time we wanted to play, so the second half of the trip was pretty boring. Anyway, so we went to the yeah, and so during that time that we played at that crap hotel, the teacher, Mr. T, I believe is what I called him, he played with us. He would go outside, knock on the door, and then the people were like, "Hey, did you guys knock on the door?" And we're like, "What? No." And then T came out and he looked. He's like, "What's going on?" And he was like, you could see he was trying to hold back a smile because he's like he's a cool teacher. He's one of the cool teachers that people like, unlike other teachers. Anyways, that's the story. Maybe I'll go into the second time that I went on one of these trips, which was about a year ago, maybe. Maybe I'll do that next video. You know, I could have just not done this video and taken a break today because I'm so goddamn tired, but no, I will deliver every day, or try to anyways, okay? Fuck you.